Oh, hello there, everybody, and welcome back to the LJL officially unofficial Twitch channel where we're bringing you coverage of Day 5 of the LJL Academy. You thought it ended with DFM versus Rascal Jester? Nuh-uh. This is where the real Japanese League of Legends action is. My name is Middlecott. I'm going to be taking you through the first two games, joined by my wonderful colour commentator, Mars Swan. Lexi, how are you doing, man?
Doing all right. I have got that hangover though from yesterday. I'm really feeling the LJL finals hangover. It was a blast to be a part of that.
Yeah.
But now, and we missed you, sir. We missed you on the desk, by the way. Just so you're aware. Just so you're aware. It was a very crowded desk, but I'm sure we could have fitted some room for you on there. Somewhere on there. We might have to turn you into your alter ego of small cot.
Yeah.
Well, not regular middle cot.
I felt like the four faces, it was getting a little bit, there was too much room for everyone. I feel like we could have scrunched that up a little bit. Just like a slither of my face. I think it would look good.
If we had you, we would have absolutely done that in some capacity, probably at some point, because we needed some comic relief because that series, the Jesters, did not have any. But looking onto today's matches, we might not have comic relief, but we've definitely got some bangers in for us too in these first two games.
Yeah, but before we get to those, I think we should start off with the standings so we can see where we are at. B3 CGA, the top two at the top of the table. We're going to be looking at them for game two. Should be a banger matchup. Meanwhile, bringing up the bottom, Sengoku and Rascal Jester, and then a whole bunch of teams in the middle fighting for seeding for those playoffs.
Yeah, and seeding is super important because the difference between playing against a team of a similar caliber level, between really the range of third place to sixth place, anywhere in there, you're kind of in a safer zone. You can definitely guarantee yourself to, at least you should back yourself to be like, I think I can beat these guys as my team, and my team should do this. So you can at least get through to the semifinals, and then after that, it's kind of, you're left at the mercy of seeding. Obviously, 7th and 8th place, Rascal Jester, Sengoku, probably looking towards P3 and Kretz Gaming Act with one game left, and it's almost a guarantee for Rascal Jester that one of those two teams is going to be who they're playing against. And, well, they're playing against AXIZ to find out if it's going to be really, really bad or maybe just a little bad.
Oh yeah, obviously they've already played against Sengoku, so they don't own the head-to-head in that matchup. I'm not sure what the tiebreaker rules are for this.
Oh, actually, it means they're bottom. It actually means they're out. They're last.
They're last. Oh dear.
They're locked. Oh.
Oh, that's not great.
That was
RJ.
We did not set that up well. Wow. Okay.
But yes, but for AXIZ though, there's definitely the opportunity for them to climb some places with a win today. They're going to be starting us off. The times on the screen are completely incorrect unless you're watching this in Japan. In which case, just watch the Riot game stream. Okay, it'll be much better. But
no. Watch us. Watch us. Give us those views. Tell them that they want to support Academy and UK English-speaking streams. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely what needs to be done. But, yes, starting off, we've got AXIZ Academy versus Rascal Jesters. Then V3 Academy take on CGA Academy, which is sure to be a banger. Another pretty spicy matchup. Oh, definitely match of the day. Another spicy matchup I think we saw in there briefly was the Hawks versus Burning Core Academy.
Yes.
Which I think is going to be very, very good.
Oh, so exciting. That one might, I know we've got the battle of the top two teams, but the fact is Burning Core have been this team that sometimes beat anybody. They beat Kretz Gaming Act, remember? Yeah. But they're also the team that got squashed by AXIZ yesterday. So I mean, I'm hopeful for AXIZ, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, Burning Core are the veteran team. They've had players signed together for at least a year. It's been a narrative I've been pushing this whole time, and it does seem to be true sometimes.
Yeah,
sometimes they definitely seem to just have the better macro play around the map. They can play for an objective just better than most other teams. Now, their team fighting isn't always there, but I mean, hey, it sometimes works for them. The last match is going to be Detonation Focus Me facing off against Sengoku Gaming. Yeah, so that one should at least be a match.
Yep. League of Legends will happen.
Guaranteed. I'm gonna keep hope off for hope's sake. Sengoku have already lost the head-to-head versus AXIZ, so I think actually they're also locked for 7th place. So I think I'm having this sad realization on air with you, Middlecop, but both of us actually.
Yeah.
But Rascal Jester and Sengoku are locked in 7th and 8th place, and it means this V3 Crest Gaming Act match is really important for them, but we've got AXIZ facing off against Rascal Jester, right?
Yeah, this may be a little bit less important for Rascal Jesters, but maybe AXIZ
Hugely
could still...
important for AXIZ,
yeah. If they can start climbing some spaces, that means that they wouldn't have to face off against what would likely be Burning Core in 3rd, I believe, if things stay as they are, or the Hawks. Well, basically the winner of that game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, and not only that, they don't have the head-to-head versus Detonation Focus Me, but there's a good chance DFM might win their game today. But Burning Core, they are tied with, and they've got the head-to-head versus them. So if Hawks beat them, they leapfrog over Burning Core and can get sides like this is hugely important for AXIZ to win this one here, and honestly for Rascal Jester to save some face, right? Like this is where it's going to come into it, and I want to take us down to the bot lane because Sirotama and Shakespeare, we've had Recollect on the broadcast, and he feels pretty high about the bot lane of Rascal Jester, that it is kind of this one part of the side for Rascal Jester's cut. They really should start rallying around them. We want Cosmic on some Galio mid lane, play the A style from the main roster of V3, and kind of play this supportive, kind of Doinby-esque play style. Whereas on the side of AXIZ, your bot lane's pretty solid, your jungler's good, and Tol2 might be their best player. There's a chance for that.
I think that's right. I just think it's funny that we're talking about Rascal Jester needing to play through bot side, specifically against AXIZ, when you look at the main 2 teams and they basically just play through bot lane.
Yep. That's their whole game plan. And while they couldn't make it work against DFM in the semi-finals, there was rumors and murmurings in the green rooms that, oh my god, AXIZ pushed DFM harder than anybody else did. Oh. So we'll see. We'll see. The Academy roster definitely does share some of that same blood that the main roster does. Hyper carry focus, play around 1 or 2 members. Rascal Jester, we still don't know your playbook. That's the worrying thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're saying bot lane, don't play around mid. That's all I'm gonna say.
We will see as we get into picks and bans, and maybe the banned and picked champions will give us an indication, Lexi, of which lane they want to play around. AXIZ here on the blue side, Rascal Jesters on the red. Mid lane focus seems to be the name of the game for the Jesters.
Yeah, for sure. Whereas AXIZ, they're kind of just taking those high priority champions that they believe. I mean, Rando, we've seen that Alawi in it. It looked good at moments, but Tol2 looks like he wants to. Oh no, I thought he was going to reprise his role as that Tryndamere in top lane. That was an absolute menace against Burning Core. Yes. But it's going to be the Troll King coming out. I assume that's going over to Mutton. Mutton has played this champion before a few times, actually. So I'm excited to see where that will go. I do believe, though, that was in Scouting Grounds that he's played this and not over in Academy. Oh,
well, we'll have to check. It is Varus locked in. It's likely going to be going towards Sirotama in the bot lane, who, like we talked about, has been one of these standout players for Rascal Jester, and whilst the Varus isn't necessarily the hyper carry, the hyper carry you'd associate with a hard focus playing through your bot lane, it's something that we've seen in the main LJL definitely do massive amounts of damage. I know Utapon is a big fan of that champion with a bit more of a supportive build. Will be the Braum locked in as well. So Rascal Jester's opting for a lot of safety in this bot lane early on in the draft.
I mean, I think it's absolutely the way to go about it. Rascal Jester know that they have to put a lot of eggs in one basket. Might as well go with protection. Braum is hugely important and very strong at protecting. With this kind of adaptation, something we've seen a lot in the main. Well, actually, no, we've actually seen some of the top teams of Academy do. Not necessarily the top teams, but they play a lot of Xin Zhao jungle to kind of offer that extra wind becomes lightning, kind of just go, no, we're just going to avoid everyone. Gwen has been doing that same kind of thing, like just play the infinite amount of champions that can't be targeted to make the life of the enemy team even more difficult in kind of a team fight scenario, because these players aren't used to maybe having 2 to 3 champions that are untargetable. They don't go for it though, and Rando's going for his Camille. So I really like this because this is honestly his main champion in solo queue. So why haven't you been playing it? They banned the Tryndamere out, told you no more of that. So you had your fun one time around, and you could have picked it when you had the chance.
Yeah. I don't think B1 Tryndamere is perhaps the most optimal draft strategy, but like they could have gone for it.
Mate, it's Academy.
True. We did see AXIZ pick up the Ezreal and the Ryze, so something safe in the bot lane. A little bit less so in the mid side. Does offer good gang setup for the Trundle if Mutton wants to make his way over there. And Rascal Jesters continue with banning top laners out. Kennen removed as well, in addition to the Tryndamere. AXIZ, though, they're going for these supported mid laners in the Galio, as well as that power pick in the jungle of Viego.
What's important with those bans that you highlighted from the side of Rascal Jesters is Tol2 doesn't have a champion now that they've won on. So coming into this match now, with that Kennen and Tryndamere now gone, Renekton being just a mid-top kind of, I imagine it's a flex probably for AXIZ, same as the main roster. So it's important. Oh my god, call initialize. Ding, 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 ding. What is going on? We got an Elise.
Okay, so this is a lot of early pressure drafted by Rascal Jesters. The gang setup that you've actually got in the bot lane now for the Elise is massive, and if you can combo it, the Cocoon with the Hextech Ultimatum, or even just the hookshot wall dive, there's a lot of ways to kill the enemy top laner. AXIZ responding here with the Rakan pick, so I think we have been seeing this a fair bit with the Ezreal. Obviously, you've got a lot of mobility on both those champions, a lot of flexibility, a lot of engage, and you can really get team fights going. AXIZ, though, lock in Fiora as their final pick up against the Camille.
I love these. I love the. Oh my! What is going on?
What?
Is that Camille mid? That seems horrible against the Ryze.
I think it's more likely to be Kayle mid. They're not swapping.
No, because they pick this. They clearly are like, Cosmic probably was like, I'll just play Camille, and Rando's like, all right, give me favorable matchup against the Fiora. Okay, I wonder also if maybe the mental side of Rascal Jester, they also saw what Tol2 did to Burning Core with that Tryndamere, and we're like, if this guy starts hyper carrying out of nowhere, we can't stop him, and he's very good at playing that hyper carry, getting ahead. This might be Rascal Jester kind of going for the idea of, hey, we need to just prevent him from doing anything.
Yeah.
Maybe then we can have a chance in this game. I'm flabbergasted, to say the least.
Yeah, well, it did tick down to 20 seconds, and it was confirmed Camille in the mid lane. Not something that we've seen for a little while now.
We've got an Elise in this draft as well.
Yeah, it's all a bit funky. It's all a bit funky, Boss Swan. As we got the confirmed rosters up on screen. So the thing that this is saying to me is, okay, Ryze is a short range mage. Camille has very good target access, and you've got the Elise as well. This is kind of feeling like a Renekton Elise-ish sort of combo. But the point being, because it's in mid lane, Cosmic has to cover a lot less distance to actually get on top of their opponent. So maybe there's a way in which this works, Boss Swan?
I don't know. I think we're just. I don't know, dude. We've got an Elise with champions that want to hit 16. I'm really confused here. Like Jarvan 4 and Elise, we've been having and doing a lot of these kind of conversations because Jarvan is starting to see a bit of play in competitive play at the moment. So it's like we've been having those conversations, getting prepared when we were getting ready for semifinals and finals. Elise was never ever on the tip of our tongue, and a lot of us, and you even, sir, were like, I don't know if J4 is always correct in every single spot, and it was like, well, no, I think you're right. Like, absolutely. Even though it worked in Academy is different to the next stage up, and then even further on, where DFM have now qualified for Worlds. I love AXIZ's comp. It's very straightforward. You can see the front line, you can see the back line. They've got a round warp. It's like, okay, and then you just look down at Rascal Jester, and you're like, well, you've got a pretty standard bot lane. You've got Elise that can help out with that. I guess Rando wants to scale to 16, and then a Camille gonna flank. What happens if your team falls off and Rando gets shut down? You've got no AP damage if that happens.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. The The one saving grace, I want this composition to work because I think it's really
I do too. I
think it's really interesting. You've got a lot of range when you actually get later on into the game with the Kayle and with the Varus, to the point where Toltu and Nalicia are going to have a really hard time actually getting on top of anyone without taking just 2/3 of their health bar in trade. But then Dean T, when he starts hitting Mystic shots, it's even further out of range of Rascal Jester, so becomes
I think something that we can reflect on for this match is Rascal Jesters are trying something here. If we've worked out correctly that they are pretty much locked to be last or 7th place regardless in this scenario, why not try something like a Kayle? Why not try that Elise jungle that you've been playing in solo queue and your team didn't want you to try out? Like, this is the time to maybe pull this out because you've got the game that doesn't matter here. You're going to be playing against one of the top teams. Try it out now. If it looks really good, you might force a ban in the future, which is like 10 times more valuable than you were ever planning to have in the past. Like, I'm trying to figure something out here, middle car. I'm clutching a little bit at straws. Not fully, just a little bit.
Rascal Jesters, I think, have been sort of characterized by unorthodox drafts through a lot of this split. I use the word unorthodox and not bad because I don't want to say that they're bad, but their win conditions have been opaque at times. But I don't think Kayle's win condition is opaque. If Rascal Jesters are able to get to level 16 with her, then it's an easy win, surely. AXIZ on the blue side, Rascal Jesters on the red, looking to pick up their first win.
My only problem with your 16 analogy is, if Cosmic gets caught out level 1, oh my god, he had to take hook shot first.
That's rough. That's rough.
That screws his laning phase now. Like, he actually can't farm against Fries now. His level 1 is just gone.
It's fine. Okay, Master One. It's fine. It's fine.
So I'll go back to the Kayle point. I'll go back to the Kayle point because that doesn't tilt me so much. So obviously, absolutely, once Kayle hits 16, game-changing scenarios start happening. We've all played Kayle in ARAMs, and the moment you hit 16, you're like, I don't think I can lose this game. I think I can 1v5 now.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
The only issue is they are against a Fiora and a Ryze, 2 champions which genuinely scale to the same kind of aspect. Attempts were made.
Attempts were made.
They tried to make the hook shot first level up work out.
Cosmic's just getting his iron, okay? It's a completely standard thing to do. Blitzcrank bot is pretty far in favor of AXIZ, and because of that early roam from Shakespeare, Siratama was zoned off a little bit of CS, but I believe it kept most of the XP, so not going to be too detrimental for this bot lane.
Yeah, from the looks of things, I think the experience was totally fine. We are getting mirrored jungle clears from both of them here, so rotating around. Oh, actually, yeah, they went red side. Now they've switched over to the blue buffs. They're going to be getting 3 with Gromp, and then they're going to be looking to do an invade. Does seem like it's going to be a little bit difficult for both these 2 junglers who they might have to do reverse clears back round. And the reason is, the lanes in question that they probably wanted to go for are pushing. That's the opposite of what your jungler wanted. They wanted you to get pushed in on. They wanted you to have a slow push into you, not you push in. They don't want to have to dive at level 3 with an Elise.
Well, I mean, it's doable.
It is doable, but you've got to execute this cleanly, and yeah.
Might be looking to execute cleanly onto Nalicio here, who's a little bit in no man's land. Flashes away from the cocoon. Venomous Bite will jump down onto the rise, but is able to get out of there. Just burning that summoner spell. Yeah, very, very worth for Rascal Jester. If Kurop is able to revisit this mid lane in the next few minutes, could be curtains for Nalicio. Or just now.
Flash cocoon.
Kurop can flash cocoon. It is connecting onto the rise. No flash for Nalicio, and it's first blood for Cosmic.
Well, call me Larry, because I got it wrong. That was phenomenal from the side of Rascal Jester. The killer instinct of this Elise immediately going for it. I'm like going, well, the top lane's pushing in. You can't do anything there in your bot side. What can you do? Your bot lane is pushing in. Mars Swan, you're an idiot. Just go mid. Just gank the Ryze who's not got any vision. I mean, yeah, that's the play. Just go for it. Oh, this was a beautiful flash cocoon middle cop.
Yeah, it's absolutely lovely. And I think this is something that we haven't really seen from Rascal Jester before, this sort of killer instinct where they recognize these opportunities and try and take full advantage. Toltu has been pushing this wave fairly freely up in the top side and built himself a substantial advantage over Rando, and with Mutton in the area, could look for a dive soon.
Absolutely. They do want to get a dive onto this Kale before 6, because obviously once Rando hits 6, it's a little bit more difficult for very obvious reasons. One, that passive that comes through for Kale. Suddenly she can farm far more effectively versus a Fiora. This is the really rough time for Rando. And I'm a little bit surprised that we aren't seeing the Elise kind of hovering a bit more topside, but hey, the killer instinct, it's been working out. Rando will probably have to look to back here pretty soon.
Chug through those biscuits, chug through those potions, you're fine.
He's chugged all the potion now, so he's only got that one biscuit left, but absolutely. What are you expecting for the next play to come out from one of these two sides? Is it going to be a kind of teleportation play from the Rise? Are you expecting something? Well, actually, I'm going to answer my own question here. Mutton's coming bot side. Yeah,
Mutton is on his way. The Ice Pillar lands onto Shakespeare, but she is able to dash over to Siratama and get herself out of dodge. And Master, to answer your question, I think Mutton's going to go for a gank in the bot lane, but they're not going to be able to burn any flashes off it. Kurup is in the area, but with this wave pushing and the vision secured by AXIZ, it's a risky dive.
He didn't move up. Like, I actually knew that if they were... Oh, no.
Rando? Oh, the dash forward from Toltu, but he doesn't get the last auto, and he will be falling in trade to the tower. Rando's saying worth.
Oh, 100%. Rando is going to be looking to immediately buy... Get the boots. Why would you go boots first item? Because you need to run away from this Fiora. Did you not just see what happened to them? Yeah, absolutely. Reset, go back. And then we can get these TPs in. It's important that both these top laners trade the TPs in, because guess what? Waves are crashing. So let's come in to this free play and find out why are we looking bot side? I thought we were going top. Okay, no. All right. Observers are still trying to figure it out. Like, just like the players are academy, the observers might be as well. I mean, hey, I would.
Wait, it's all academy.
It's all academy. It's all the up and comers. I don't mean that flame, by the way. I should just like clarify that one as well. I just realized on broadcast. I'm like, I am on broadcast. I should clarify that.
It's good, and it's been a good start for Rascal Jester. So not a massive lead secured really by either team, as we are pretty much dead even in gold. But we're starting to see advantages bleed out either side as Shakespeare finds Dicey. And Rascal Jesters could be looking for a gank in the mid lane. It's still no flash on Alicia. The hookshot will dive connects, but it's a wonderful dodge away from the cocoon, diving under the tower. And Kurup will not fall, as that's a second kill of the game for Cosmic.
Hail of Blades, Electrocute. When you don't feel like the opponent has that damage when you're watching it as this Rise, I was like, oh, okay, I think they're going to get away. I forgot that Electrocute and Hail of Blades were on those two mid lane. It was on Cosmic and Kurup, so it was actually very straightforward to get that kill, even with the missing the hook shot and the cocoon. Both of those things missed. Doesn't matter. There's still just enough burst damage from these champions because of how early on it is. But Cosmic, don't disrespect a Rise, mate. He's gonna slap you back.
And Alicia has got to that point where you could start to wave clear a little bit more safely, as Kurup lands a fair chunk of damage onto Mutton here. He's actually going to go for the engage. Cosmic is on his way, but Nelicio is a little bit quicker. And with the Ice Pillar, Kurup will just be forced back, although doesn't seem to want to actually leave Mutton alone. Pops himself over the wall, but Kurup, you have found yourself in no man's land. The smite for the heal comes out. Cosmic is in the area. Dicey goes in with the grand entrance, but it's jumped away from by the Elise, and somehow Kurup is getting out of there without paying for it with his life.
Look at where Shakespeare is on the map. She looks like she wants to go for a dive on this, and the bot lane's pushing in.
Oh, with that roam from Dicey, D&T is all on their lonesome. They're just waiting for that arcade shift to come out. That's going to be the passive propped. One more hit will do it, and Siratama picks up a kill.
They even rotated around Cosmic just to try and see if they could guarantee the kill onto the bot side in case the dive didn't go swimmingly. However, the TP was a little bit late. It does mean he's missed that wave coming in on top side, and they have given over this Herald. But I think a few plates onto your AD carry, if they can get one more at least, because they did get one. If they get a second one after that play, it's more than worth from the side of them. They got the cleanse, they were able to get a kill, and push the turret out. They haven't actually got that second plate that I was suggesting that I was expecting from them, but they're just collecting it now. They wanted to get the vision, of course.
Safe thing to do as the chains of corruption do not connect onto DN2, who could jump under his tower. Here comes Dicey. Grand entrance going forward onto Siratama as the True Shot Barrage takes down the Varus. Meanwhile, in the top side, Rascal Jester's responding with a play there, and Kurop diving forward onto Toltu, issues the Grand Challenge, but there goes the ultimate from Rando, who picks up the kill.
So moments of brilliance and moments of arrogance from the side of Rascal Jester in very quick succession. Top side went flawlessly. They found that second kill, and this was something that we did mention in the pick and ban phase and Champ Select. If this KO gets to scale, it's going to be great. It's going to be all good singing and dancing for them. And let's come into this round recap and actually understand. Rando doesn't have any mana, so he has had to proc this potion, but it's almost like these two players of Rascal Jester basically decided to swap who's going to be the one fighting, because Toltu wanted to always go for the duel, because they are playing Fiora, so I can understand. I can get behind that whole idea of being the grand duelist, but not against the Spider Lady and an Angel of Death. Because that's what Kale is, really. Because we all know Morgana's actually the good angel and Kale's the bad angel. Because Judge Dredd and everything, right?
All right. That sounds like something a 14-year-old Middlecott would have written on his Tumblr page.
You mean an 18-year-old Lexi?
Something like that. But Rascal Jesters, I feel as we get towards the 10-minute mark, have actually done everything they needed to do. This
1K gold lead.
Yeah,
Rascal
1K gold
lead. Rarely ever get gold leads in Academy. So they've actually got one. Oh, let's go. Let's go.
And Alicio on the top side doesn't bring Mutton along with him, as the Trundle is just walking top lane now.
Did you see the question mark ping from mid lane?
I did not see the question mark ping.
There was like 2 question mark pings mid lane, just like, what are you doing?
It's a Bwippo. It's a Bwippo scenario. It's fine. It's fine.
Audience on his own lonesome once again, and ultimates are up for the side of Rascal Jester. So, Dicey's back. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. I do want to criticize a little bit the bot lane of okay, grand entrance.
Not going to come out though, unfortunately, because of the chains of corruption landing onto Dicey.
But that criticism I had was something around that last play that AXIZ went for. Rascal Jesters were playing pretty far up, and the moment you don't know where Dicey is, it's great that you're able to collapse and get a kill, but you have to play very respectful for Rakan, because this is what we see Rakan's doing in the LJL. This is why Gang has one of the most prolific Rakans in the region, and one of the best in the world, to be honest, if you take my opinion for anything, because out of nowhere, Rakan can ultimate, get a 3-man knockup, and it's kind of all dead and over. Kurop has come through a ward, so AXIZ are well aware, and they're going to just be looking to do a counter engage, probably try and get something out of this at least before anything else happens. Okay, Dicey and Mutton are coming around the back.
Yeah, but there's a big chunk onto DNT. The grand entrance is available. No flash for Siratama as they just get comboed down. Stun lands onto Dicey, but won't be enough. Shakespeare and Kurop forced to run as Mutton chomps down on a Spiderling, and AXIZ firing back in the bot lane.
And this comes back around to the vision point that I was kind of making already about Rascal Jester's bot lane. You're playing pretty far up. Where's the vision? You've got really deep vision. You've absolutely got the really deep vision on the side of AXIZ. But what about if they just walk around it? What about if they just don't go where the pathing that you're expecting them to go? What about if they just walk through their lane, go around the top brush, the tri-brush, and then just walk around? That's exactly what happened. They just walked through lane and then just got the engage, and it's a little bit sad for the side of Rascal Jesters. We'll have to see how the next team fights do work out as we come into this replay, and look at this. This is just Mutton going around. Actually, no, he's seen on that pink ward. Oh God, Rascal Jesters. Yeah, this is just them collapsing really quickly to Shiratama, as you mentioned in the actual play. After that, I am a little bit surprised that they couldn't get anything, but as you mentioned, the grand entrance wasn't around. They used kind of everything to kill the AD carry, and that's the one you want to kill over and over again anyway. So, hey, net positive AXIZ, showing that they are a scrappy team and won't give out, and actually have taken over the gold lead.
Yeah, Siratama is trading very aggressively against TNT. Dodges away from the Mystic Shot. The Chains of Corruption flashed away from us. Here comes the quickness from Dicey. The stand behind me comes out as Siratama is on single-digit HP almost, but Dicey is not in range. There goes the True Shot Barrage, and it doesn't hit Siratama with the fancy feet.
So close, yet so far. Pixel of a difference, and Siratama would have got the kill, and vice versa. He would have met his demise. Well played from the side of Shakespeare there, getting up the shield. If it wasn't there, would have been all over for Siratama. But again, the side of Rascal Jester playing pretty aggressive without the necessary vision. Dicey was able to find another engage and almost got another one. But as it stands, you know where we haven't talked about for a hot minute? It's this top side. Rando's just casually scaling now, and because early game didn't go awfully, it might lead into some precarious scenarios because Rascal Jester weren't meant to win this early game. Well, they were because they got an Elise, but they weren't. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. They shouldn't have, but they did. They've done a good job. Obviously, AXIZ fighting back very strongly. As we get towards the 15-minute mark, Infernal Drake, second of the game, would be second of the game for Rascal Jesters if they could pick that one up. A little bit more combat power is always nice. Siratama.
Look at Shakespeare as this first turret goes down for Rascal Jester. Look at Shakespeare's items and then look over at Dicey's items. 15 minutes in as well.
Okay.
Yeah. No wards for the side of Rascal Jester.
That's unfortunate.
I've been complaining about the vision for Rascal Jester, even though they've got so much in this bot side. It's because Shakespeare hasn't actually completed their warding.
I think it literally just completed.
Okay. Oh,
I think we're good. I think we're good.
Okay. That's fine then. That's fine. Okay. Oh. I was like, wait a moment.
Are you right, Lexi? Are you all right?
I'm like, wait, mate, Rascal Jester does something crazy to me, I think. I just kind of watch them play and I'm like, man, I really want you guys to win, but sometimes you just make things hard. You make things hard with your pick and ban phase when you go for mid Camille. Oh.
Yeah, Cosmic making his way to the top side, a little bit more comfortable for Camille, but maybe a little bit less comfortable for the Rascal Jester's top laner. Mutton with the Ice Pillar doesn't quite get the interrupt. But with this Herald Summon, it will be a trade of towers for AXIZ, picking up the second tower of the game.
Well, they're going to keep pushing here, and rightly so. There's been no rotations from the side of Rascal Jester, so why not?
Oh, can he do it? Oh, not quite. Cosmic doesn't land the hit, and he might be falling down. Flashes away with the Hextech Ultimatum, just stays alive. That felt like a play that didn't need to happen for Rascal Jester.
Did you see the assist me ping? Button landed that and was wondering where the Rise was gone. Potentially, if Rise had followed up with the jungler there, they actually would have got that kill on Cosmic and could have kept pushing. But as it stands, they didn't. And, well, Curb was coming around the corner, so it's probably a rather good thing that they didn't go too deep for that. Rando, though, quietly been comfortably farming this whole time, has now got a level advantage over Toll 2, and he's almost 13 as well. We've just got to keep seeing this Chaos farming up in the side lanes because that's all they need. They have got a late game win con, and the fact that Rascal Jester have been doing pretty good this game, actually this is their most convincing game for me. They've also got 2 dragons just already secured in their back pocket. That's the extra life kind of thing. That's the kind of game breaker decision that helps you.
Oh, Dicey might be caught here, though, if Rando can rotate over. Okay, just content, though, to farm this wave. It's a cannon wave, okay? I'm not rotating to help my team if there's a cannon wave. Completely respectable choice from Rando there.
Oh, it's starting to slowly go in their favor because they have got that KO.
Scaling up with the Camille as well. Obviously, the scaling on AXIZ, it's not like it's bad. You've got a Fiora and a Rise there. The issue is, when are they actually gonna be in range to deal with Rando?
That's the point, right? Because the fact is, we know Rando's probably going to be looking to get a rapid fire cannon. Because if you can just start dealing your burst damage even further away than anyone else. By the way, rapid fire cannon's like a 4/5 item on Kale. So I'm saying we're going to level 18 here.
We're going to 45 minutes.
Oh, absolutely. There's a Kale in the game, sir. Did you not get that memo when we started? That's where a Rascal Jester are comfortably going. They want to just but they want to end it a bit earlier. They want to go to 14 minutes because they want to get Elder Drake.
Yes.
But they're going to have to wait for second Elder, obviously.
Second Elder, yes.
Second Elder, yes, because... Yes. Kurup has also just completed their first Mythic, so they've got that Night Harvester coming through. So that's going to really help kind of keep Elise going for a few more levels.
Yes.
By the way, once they get to their second item, they're already going to start falling off. Kurup has actually hit their item spike now. It's all just downhill. But this is where this kind of composition is kind of a shaking of hands, right? Kurup got them through the early and mid game. They got them through the first 20 minutes. Rando, in about 5 minutes, you're going to be asked by your team, can you now start 1v2ing, 1v3ing? And if the answer is yes, it's all winner, chicken dinner. If it's not, though, and that's the point I'm about to make, if it isn't middle cut, it might become very difficult. And that scaling that you were talking about from Toll 2, from No Solis on this Rise, on this Fiora, the scaling starts coming in for AXIZ, and it could be rather dire for the side of Rascal Jester if they don't have Rando to rely on.
Yeah, but right now it feels like it's not about the solo laners, it's about the AD carries. I think Siratama and DNT are really getting towards their own personal item spikes. Duskblade completed for the Varus, working towards that Muramana. DNT hasn't grabbed his Divine Sunderer quite yet, but that Mana Moon is getting stacked rather rapidly and will be transforming soon. And at that point, the poke from both these AD carries is going to be absolutely immense, as it's 20 minutes and Rascal Jesters are starting up a duo Baron.
I mean, why not? You've got a Kale. You've got an Elise. This is the kind of thing that they're very good at doing. Elise is very good at taking very early Barons.
They don't know.
They have no idea. How could they? Rando and Kurup just wandered off the map. Now they're starting to question mark ping it, but it's already gone.
What? That's not allowed. I'm not okay with that. Shakespeare may be paying for the sins of their team with their life as they throw up the Unbreakable into the Glacial Fissure. Toltu's on the side, flashing forward to grab the kill, as Dicey will be dropping as well. Siratama now has to kite away from Toltu, but the Grand Challenge has been issued. There comes the Divine Judgment, and Rando keeps their AD carry alive for a double kill.
So Kale is starting to come online. They've now got the Baron buff, so they've got the way of kind of transitioning from mid to late game. Rando also 14, may I just add? This Kale, Rando is like, okay, I just need a farm. I just need to get every little bit of farm that I can get, because absolutely, sir, you need to get all the experience and gain. And guess what? One of the biggest experience steroid injections that you can get on the game is Baron buff.
Baron buff. Nalicio fires out the Realm Warp, but will not be taking the journey. Rascal Jesters pick up their third Drake of the game. They're now onto Soul Point, and they are looking for the fight. Rando is standing tall, but doesn't have the ultimate available. Toldu dives into the backline, pops the Stride Breaker for the slows. Kurup is forced to flash away. Here comes the Chains of Corruption, and Toldu just gets blown up. The entrance from Dicey is grand. Dear team goes over the wall. It's another kill in the fight going in favor of AXIZ, and they start to roll over RJ. 3 kills, but they lose the Drake.
And they lose multiple Baron buffs as well from the side of Rascal Jester. So while it is a net win for AXIZ, and there were mildly okay parts of that, Toltu did go down. Toltu's thinking he's an actual god right now, by the way, because he just got 3 members for the price of him. And that was a Kale without an ultimate as well, playing very aggressively up. But a player I want to highlight as we come into... Where is this? Oh, this is Shakespeare getting called out. Yeah, I mean, she's just playing really deep in the lane without any vision, and her team just got Baron, and then she should be resetting. I mean, this is Dicey also misplaying.
That's a rip. That's a rip.
It's unfortunate for Dicey because he died really low. Tower aggro immediately hit him as well, so we got a turret shot, and Siratama just bang queued him. This is really good, right? So they get this kill. RJ, play defensively. I know you'd love this dragon. I know you'd love this dragon. If you can get it securely and you can get the vision around it, go for it. This is how the play starts out. It looks okay. It looks fine. I mean, Rando is going pretty deep. Like anyone from AXIZ can just collapse. The problem is they don't know where the TP is coming in, and then they turn around and immediately start fighting when there is a TP currently being channeled. moment Toll 2 comes, the whole side of RJ have to collapse. The thing is, they find these picks. This is where they should be turning. Cosmic just standing in Monan's lane. Where's Cosmic? Look at this. It could be a 4v4. Could be a 3v4. Nope. Cosmic decided to bail out. Kurup as well. I do think the side of Rascal Jester probably could have fought a little bit more, as that ends up being a minus 12 gold Baron power play.
Yeah, Cosmic was basically in another galaxy of this play. Might be in another universe. It's a beautiful chains of corruption to dissuade the aggression from Dicey. Rando forced to flash over the wall as there goes the piercing arrow. Deals a fair bit of damage. Now, AXIZ are kind of in the wrong area, diving forward. There goes the Camille, but she's shut down immediately. Dicey is somehow still alive. Rando can't get into the fight. The Divine Judgment onto Shakespeare keeps them alive as Delicio's gone golden on the backside, flashes away, gets the kill, goes down as the true shot barrage rains through. But it's the arrows from Sirotama that are piercing the hearts of AXIZ.
Why are we ultimating a Braum as a Kale?
Oh, Mutton? Oh my god, Sirotama!
Oh, okay, that's why. That's why.
One more hit. Oh, DNT going forward, but goes down! Sirotama with a delayed quadra kill!
Jesus, Sirotama is kind of question mark pinging himself at this point. Man is a machine, and we've got a late game Kale with a late game Sirotama. All right, in the future, we just ult Sirotama or Rando. That's all we do. That's all we care about. Cosmic going into all 5 members of the side of AXIZ.
He went to Narnia. He went to Narnia.
Without a stopwatch. So I actually like the play and the aggression that we saw there from Cosmic. And the fact is, oh my god, Sirotama got so lucky to get out of that. Gotta thank Mutton for that one afterwards. But I mean, hey, when he goes in so deep here for Cosmic, if he goes this and immediately stopwatches, it's okay. Because you don't get targeted. And then you come out of your stopwatch at the same time as everybody else, and then the Kale ultimate can come down, and then it just kind of, this whole perpetual thing of AXIZ using stuff and then missing things, it works out for the side of Rascal Jester. The fact is, this is messy as anything, and if it isn't for Sirotama, this is way worse. Getting that fruit there, very important to obviously make themselves feel healthier, but the amount of Q lines they just hit here, it's like, yeah, saving everything for Rascal Jester in a scenario that went really bad for them, turned it back around to actually make that probably technically a positive Baron power play, but only technicality.
Yeah, and they are the person that we've really highlighted on this Rascal Jester side as the main sort of carry. Cosmic and Rando got a bit of attention early on and were able to pick up a couple of kills, but it's the Varus. 8-3 right now. Has that Sherulda's Grudge completed? Ocean Drake is spawning in 15 seconds, would be sold for Rascal Jester, and whilst the gold is relatively even, it feels like RJ's power level is just way too high.
Well, AXIZ actually want to flip this. They actually want to just trade the objectives. They're giving over this objective to of the Dragon Soul, which has always been seen as Dragon Soul is the only objective that you shouldn't give over for Baron. Like that's just how the math works out. But Rascal Jester seemed like they want their cake and to eat it too and fight for it, but they're going to be a bit late.
Yeah, 300 HP there on the Drake. Oh my god! Wait, DNT? What? Was he not in the ult?
Bug. We all know how that works.
Whippo?
Yep. We all know how that works. Thank you, Fnatic. Unfortunately, I think they're out. The other thing that I want to just mention to you, Middlecar, and for all our lovely viewers out there, Rando 16. It's on.
You didn't need to say that like that.
It's on, man.
You absolutely didn't need to say that like that,
It's
Lexi.
on, man.
No.
Yes. It's time. Late game Kale is on the map with a Varus who has been poking out like anything else. And yes, they might be against the Baron buff, but that's for only the next 2 minutes.
I thought you meant 16 years old.
No, he's level 16.
Yeah, I know.
What? We're playing League of Legends,
mate. I know we're playing League of Legends. It just
levels.
Just sounded really weird the way you said it.
Mate, you're putting that in my mouth.
Okay,
I didn't mean it like that, mate.
I appreciate that. I apologize to you, Lexi, for challenging your integrity as we're going into this replay.
Well, I mean, we're just gonna see a Rise ult that Dian clicked out of. Yeah, he was running out of it. If he had just stood still, he would have been fine. Chains of Corruption though by Sirotama there.
Yeah, very nice.
I don't think Dian had flash, but he potentially could have jumped over a wall maybe. Ezreal's a very slippery character. Not to Rakan levels, but yeah, that was just awkward.
A little bit weird.
Yeah, it is interesting having to learn about this, and I wonder if Riot will ever do a patch around the Ryze ultimate, because we've seen that happen a few more times. And the fact is, I think we're guaranteed to see Ryze at Worlds, and if we have it once or twice at Worlds, I'll be interested to see what happens with that one. But Shakespeare's playing a little bit aggressive and just trying to find something.
Yeah, it does have that Ocean Soul. His current flashes forward for the Cocoon, but is sort of caught out here. The Charm with the quickness locks down the Elise as that's DNT grabbing the first kill of the fight. Toltu going very aggressively forward. The Divine Judgment used onto the Varus. As here come the rest of AXIZ. Rando goes golden, but will be going down not before they flash away to buy a little bit more time and pick up Nalicio. But AXIZ proving that Baron might be a little bit stronger than Ocean Soul.
I mean, it's not, but it is apparently at this moment in time. The fact is, think about how that fight went down for the side of Rascal Jester.
Oh, good flash away by Sirotama. Toltu diving forward, but gets taken down by Cosmic. Uses the Hextech Ultimatum onto Mutton. It's another kill for Rascal Jesters, and AXIZ step a little bit too far forward.
That's how I thought things should have gone down. I just had to wait an extra few seconds. Lads. The other part of that's really important to remember about that play is Rando ulted onto Shirotama. That was something I mentioned earlier on into this game. Rando, if he had saved the ultimate and saved himself, probably can turn that fight, right? Like, can just win the 2-3. I think it was 3 people that TP'd in. He ended through the Realm Warp. He ended up killing the Ryze anyway. With the Kale ultimate, Rando could have definitely killed probably the other members. But they decided not to. So what happened? They ulted Shirotama to protect and save them, because 100% he was about to die there. In that scenario, the same thing happened. It was a bit extended and there was a bit of a pause, but Shirotama found the kills. And now, obviously, there's a world where AXIZ disengage and that doesn't happen, but there was no reason for the side of Rascal Jester to assume that wasn't going to happen, because it was a 4v3 environment. So go for it, get the push. You've still got the Baron buff. You want to get the play while you've still got it going on. Didn't find it. This is going to be a 40-minute game, middle cut.
It absolutely is going to be a 40-minute game, and Rando's going to be quite happy about that. Has picked up that rapid fire cannon as the third item, as you alluded to earlier. Has also got that Executioner's Calling in inventory, so the healing from AXIZ on Toltu, on Mutton, will be mitigated somewhat. Not got any objectives on the map for a couple of minutes. Shouldn't expect too much fighting for the teams until then, as Shakespeare is making me eat my words, diving forward as the Chains of Corruptions connect onto Dicey, who's forced to jump away but will not escape. 2 kills already coming out for Rascal Jesters, as DNT looking to not be a third. Cosmic jumps back, and now they can pick up the waves, grab a little bit more vision.
I love the killer instinct that Rascal Jester's had there, but they need to get their wave management sorted a little bit more. It's great to see this confidence and the fact that Rascal Jester know they're ahead at the moment. They've got a Dragon Soul. They know that everything around the map is pretty much theirs for the taking at this moment in time. I love the opportunity from Shakespeare there. Really good ultimate into the Chains of Corruption. If with these combos going into one another, thumbs up from me. Just, can we make sure we've got the wave in the right place so we can actually make something out of the play in the future, guys? But that was really good. And I love the fact, like, seeing small things like Kurup just cocooning into the bush there. That's trying to find an opportunity and thinking, hey, if I was them, where would I be? I would look to try and actually collapse and try and find a pick in a spot where they might try and push here. It's smart, small things from the side of Rascal Jester. But timers are almost upon us. Elder is up in 20 seconds. Baron's up in 20 seconds. Which side will we go?
Oh, Nalicio could get caught out here, but with the Everfrost, just lands the slow in time to get out of dodge, keeping the Ryze alive before these 2 massive objectives is incredibly important. As AXIZ are now just trying to fight for vision in their own jungle, but Rascal Jester's got a little bit of a monopoly. Dicey has been caught on the side and maybe victim to Rascal Jesters here as they are forced to run. Meanwhile, there's the engage in the bottom side. True Shot Barrage comes out as Mutton is diving forward. There goes Toltu, taken down immediately. Nalicio tries to land the damage on the backside, goes golden as Dicey is in the area as well. Gets the quickness, gets the knock up onto 2. Cosmic diving back forward down onto Nalicio. Mauricio, but it's the Kale who's already got a kill. Beautiful Divine Judgment into a couple more kills. And Rascal Jesters don't care about AXIZ's fight. They don't care about D&T right now, as Poswick doesn't want a hookshot wall dive just yet. Rando just content to chase down the Ezreal. There it comes out. The CC connects. The Mystic shots do as well. Dean, you could go golden, but it will not save your life, as it is a clean ace for Rascal Jesters, and they're looking to take the game.
I think he was also preventing them from ending there, but hey, they've got double TP out. They could just come in. Rascal Jester, congratulations on your first win of Academy. And at the very end, so you're going out with a style. That best of one in the playoffs looks great.
Yeah, it does. And I think there are a couple of champions that teams may be looking at to ban. The Elise didn't do too much as we got later into the game, but was definitely a powerhouse early on. And Rando's Kale was pretty disgusting throughout the game there.
It really was, and without something like that, there's an opportunity that even with them having their lead, my camera, it's died, has it?
Yeah,
it did. Even though that's the case, I'm still here audio-wise, and the fact is, Rascal Jester, I didn't think they'd get that. They did still find it. Credit to them, they deserve that.
Yeah, it was an impressive win, and I think it was the first time in a while that I've actually seen Rascal Jesters with a game plan that they seemed equipped and ready to execute, which is really impressive. AXIZ again though continue to I feel disappointed in a lot of scenarios. Their objective control continues to be the worst in the league. And this is a game that you really should have been winning if you were AXIZ.
Oh, not only should you have been winning, it should have looked good. Like you should have felt, we should have been able to watch that one middle court, and we should have felt confident in the fact that they should have won that one. The fact is, they lost in a fashion that was almost unacceptable for them.
Yes.
The fact is, Rascal Jester did not draft a composition that worked together, that you could easily itemize against. You should have had very clear objective plans from your coaching staff going, pick this person off, do this, play through this. Cookie cutter. It shouldn't be too hard. Don't let the Kale scale. If she does scale, it's probably going to be a very hard game. Varus also should be a target item. There's no real escape for them. Also on the side of Rascal Jester, they didn't do that. They didn't do that from AXIZ, and Rascal Jester executed their plan flawlessly. So credit to them.
Yeah, it was a very good game for the Jesters. Coming up, we've got an even better one, more likely.
So
V3, undefeated team facing off against the current second place CGA on the final day of the regular split to decide who actually tops the group. It's pretty cool, pretty funky. We're going to go to a break now, but we will see you for that game in a few